Gulamuddin Sufi Saab will brief the objective of the webinar. Over to you, Professor Sufi Saab. Please unmute yourself, sir. Please unmute.
We start in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, and peace be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are starting this webinar, wherein we will discuss about the dosage form, its modification, need for its modification, and what are the recent advancements. We have two eminent speakers here, one from our institute, Dr. Hamiduddin, and one from the outside institute, a reputed personality, Dr. Khalid, who will be deliberating their presentation on the same topic. Basically, the need for this webinar was, we felt that this department should be established in NIM only because for the dosage modifications, palatability of the classical dosages, the taste of the classical dosage was felt that it is high time to seek certain modifications in the light of scientific research, and then we need to develop new scientific dosage forms. It is not that old dosage forms are obsolete. Basically, they are the treasure house of our Unani system of medicine. But there still is a need and scope that we can modify our dosage form. We can have advancements, technical advancements. We can enrich our dosage form by technical inputs, which will help Unani medicine for its global reach, and not only global reach, but also the national reach. In this way, it was felt that there should be some thought-provoking session for this webinar, and our director, beloved director, honorable director, Professor Abdul Wadud sir, allowed us to give us a virtual platform to discuss the need and its importance about this dosage modification. With these words, I will not talk about too much. I will leave it to the speakers to deliberate on it, but I request Professor Abdul Wadud sir to give his keynote address from the director's desk. I welcome him here, and I also request him to advise and suggest us about this webinar and its topic. Thank you, sir. Over to Professor Abdul Wadud sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sophie. My colleagues, students, and participants of this webinar. National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore is a premier Unani Institute of India, established for Unani education, research, and patient care through Unani medicine. This institute offers 10 PG departments and education in 10 PG departments, and PhD program in 2 departments, that are Mualajat and Ilmul Adwiya. As of its vision and mission, the institute is continuously organizing conferences, workshops, seminars, webinars, training programs, journal clubs, and many such academic activities. The institute is organizing a series of webinars on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and each department has been asked to organize at least 2 webinars on different topics of the relevant of their department. This webinar is organized by Department of Saidala of this institute. Though it started off late, but this department is by and large achieving the goal set for it, as is evident from its PG dissertations and publications appearing in high impact factor journals. Presently, the department is engaged in research based on standardization and the quality control of finished products, stability studies of finished product, uh, processing of drugs, those related studies, and comparison of preparations prepared by classical methods and modern methods. These are some core ideas and areas of research in this department. But on the other hand, this department has certain problems also in terms of their technical aspect. For example, Sedla is a more technology oriented department than intellectual department, and it has the maximum capacity of assimilation of modern machines, tools, and instruments, and many other technologies. So this department has a big potential for research, especially on Unani drugs. The other thing of this department is that the department also needs a good amount of good literature based on Sedla. So the department should also work in this regard. But the most challenging and the most important aspect of the department is modification of the existing dosage forms of Unani drugs to make them palatable, user-friendly, and easy to take, and certain other modifications needed by the market nowadays, which is lacking on the Unani drug formulations. But one thing should be very clear, that dosage modification is not an easy task for Unani drugs, because there are certain hurdles, and the modification should not be as a fashion. It should be need oriented, it should be for revalidation, and it should be need based. I hope this webinar will focus on two important aspects of dosage modification. One is what is the need of dosage modification and how can we modify the doses. And in modifying the doses, there may be certain regulations which are also to be followed, that will be delivered by another speaker, Dr. Khalid, as Professor Sophie told. So I think these two aspects will benefit a lot to the student, teachers, and researchers. I wish all the success for this seminar. Thank you.
Over to Dr. Sharik sir.
Thank you, Professor Abdul Wadud sir, that the Director of National Institute of Unani Medicine, for the valuable inputs on this webinar on recent developments of and modifications in the Unani dosage forms. First of all, I welcome all the participants, and after welcoming all the participants, I welcome our speakers, our external speaker, Dr. Mohammed Khalid, his lecture on the second aspect. He is Assistant Drug Controller cum Licensing Authority, Unani, Director of Ayush, Government of NCT, New Delhi. He will speak, as Sufi sir already told, that provisions related with approval of changed dosage form of Unani medicine in drug rules. And I also welcome our internal speaker, my colleague, Dr. Hamiduddin, Assistant Professor, National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore, Department of Ilm Sedla. He will speak on the modification in Unani dosage forms. So over to you, Dr. Hamid. I would like to invite you, over to you, sir.
Okay. Welcome all the delegates. My deliberation will be on modification of dosage form in Unani medicine, as mentioned by Dr. Sharik and Professor Sufi sir. As you all know, as clearly explained by our director, Professor Wadud sir, a modification is a hectic task. So first of all, this presentation is awareness regarding modification, what is the need of modification and how we can do it. And on what formulations modification is needed, what is the recent trend. So this will be our objective. Just a minute. Now, objective of this presentation will be introduction and status of Unani pharmacy, need of modification, conventional modification, and recent trend in traditional medicine dosage form, that is oral and topical form. As you all are aware that more effective and palatable drug dosage form are needed in present era. Medicine cannot advance without addressing the issues related to dosage form and drug development. There is an urgent need to readdress the dosage form in Unani medicine pharmacy. As you all know that our ancestral legacy is tremendous in respect of the dosage form used in Unani medicine, as evident by our TKDL record, that we have more formulations and dosage forms apart from any Ayush system in India and you can say in Asian the subcontinent. Time has come to revisit few of our dosage forms with modification and also addition of new. These changes are essential due to many reasons, such as evolution in human being, lifestyle adopted by the masses in contemporary era, particularly the sedentary lifestyle which we have nowadays. And as you all know that it is the era of e-commerce. Now, previously that COVID period has clearly explained the importance of e-commerce. Many people have booked the medicine online and they prefer the medicine which appeals them. To increase awareness of people to natural remedies as a way to cure their diseases, prospect of modification and few dosage form is immense in Unani medicine, as explained earlier, because of extensive classical literature which we have. If we have a look on global herbal medicine market, its size was estimated to be 83 billion in year 2019. Herbal medicine market global sales are expected to reach 550 billion by year 2030. It is according to CAGR report. Reference is given. So owing to this actually expected development in this, we should pull our socks and have a contribution in that area. As you all know that Indian system medicine has tremendous growth, making it more than 1,500 crore industry with about 30% annual growth. Near about 7,718 Ayurvedic manufacturing units and 625 Unani manufacturing units are there as per 2018 record. This growth further stressed the need for new formulation and modification of dosage form in Unani medicine. This modification should be need-based. So advancement is required to compete with other traditional medicine to meet contemporary health challenges. Unani pharmaceutical industry is presently dealing with mainly pharmacopoeial Unani formulation and old patent and property formulation. R&D based PP formulation are lacking. We are not availing the full legal respite, as will be well explained by Dr. Mohammed Khalid, mentioned in Drug and Cosmetic Act for ASU drug for developing new formulation. In this era, there are many challenges. Herbal traditional medicine is increasingly finding more relevance today. We are facing more challenges in the treatment of some medical conditions such as diabetes, cancer, viral infection such as SARS and MERS. So in view of these challenges, these modifications become more relevant. Why we need these modification and recent development in dosage form is we want more effective and palatable dosage form which is needed in this modern era. There should be a enhancements of solubility and bioavailability in these dosage forms, protection from toxicity, enhancement of pharmacological activity, enhancement of stability, protection from physical and chemical degradation, sustained drug delivery system, and to increase drug compliance, less total drug administration, increase outcome from the patient is needed. As you all know that we have several decoction, say Joshanda and Khesanda dosage form, which are totally unpalatable. But we used to prescribe as per our classical text, but we doesn't check the compliance of those formulations. So these are the reason why we need these modifications. And if we look on the category in which ASU product can be considered or promoted at international scenario, that is OTC, that is without over-the-counter drug. It contains FMCG, fast-moving consumer good, and CPG, that is consumer packaged good. They are sold quickly, low cost. Packaging and promotion is vital in these formulations. Second is dietary supplement. Third is ASU classic ASU preparation that comes in two category, classical as well as PAPC. Then there are few other forms which are related to Ayush system also. There are several nutraceutical, cosmeceutical formulation, cosmetics, food supplements, food for special dietary use, food for special medicinal use, functional food, and novel food as a adjuvant drug product are also important areas. As we all know that, as already explained, ASU products are categorized into Unani formulation as per section 3 of Drug and Cosmetic patent propriety formulation. These patent propriety ASU formulation include formulation on the basis of textual rationale, experimental and R&D based formulation, extract based formulation, nutritive and cosmetical formulation. As we can take one example, that if you want to convert one classical syrup into say non-sugar syrup, so as per rule 169, we have to that formulation will go directly from classical to PP category. That means the whatever guidelines is mentioned for PP category, we have to follow in that case if we are using that artificial sweetener. So apart from this, Unani industry can also collaborate in phytopharmaceuticals. As you all know, these phytopharmaceutical, which commonly people say as herbal medicine, there is no as such licensing in India as a herbal medicine. It is in phytopharmaceutical, in which minimum 4 bioactive or phytochemical compound qualitatively and quantitatively assessed of an extract of a medicinal plant or its part is used. That is standardized for isolated extract bioactive component are used in this, which is called phytopharmaceutical. It doesn't belong to Ayush, but our Ayush literature can help in developing these phytopharmaceuticals also. And besides this, there are food supplements. Now that comes under FSSAI. How we can develop or modify these dosage forms? For new dosage form, there are criteria that it will be taken, formulated on the basis of three considerations. That is, available traditional literature and Unani concept behind the concept regarding that drug and regarding that disease, and phytochemical investigation of the mufrad of plant part, knowing the chemical constituent, what are their reported activity, and third is reported activity on whole food drug or formulation. These are the method by following Akam as mentioned by our physician. One quote I will refer that Ibn Sina written in Al-Qanun that remember, tested and proved drug is better than untested drug, and for one aim, prescription containing less drug is better than prescription containing many or abundant drug. These very important instruction by our ancestral physicians should be kept in mind whenever we are going for a new dosage form or modification in dosage form. As you all know, I will directly come to the topic on modification and recent trend to which we can modify. These are all name. I will not name all the formulation. As you all are aware We have several classical dosage form, conventional or traditional dosage form. These hub, course, support, and there are powder, several powder there, Sunoon, Mazu, Darur, Atuz, Ghalia, Kohal, Ghaza, Noora, Natuk, etc. And similarly, there are in topical use, there are Majmoon, in which Trifal, Jawari, Shamira, Labu, etc., Gulkan, Maram, Joshanda, Sharbat. These are all you all aware. Now, first we'll discuss the conventional modification. What I'm trying to tell here is this, whatever dosage form is existing and available in the market, how we can convert it and what is the recent trend. That is second part. In conventional dosage form, one such example is that conversion of haboob and course. Those haboob into course which are not complying the pharmacopoeial and regulatory analytical specifications. That is, suppose the disintegration time of some pill is mentioned 15 minutes to 30 minutes, suppose, but actually our pills are not disintegrating up to 2 hours, 7 hours. Even in our lab, we have tested that some pills are not disintegrating up to 12 hours. So in that case, what we can do, we can increase the surface area by converting into course or tablet dosage form. Similarly, there are several unpalatable powders used internally topically. So those unpalatable powders can also, if their dose allow, because if you are converting unpalatable powder into tablet, the total dose of the powder will be less. Otherwise, quantity of tablet will increase. So this can, if suppose below 5 gram or 2 gram or 3 gram indication is there, then we can go for tablet or push capsule form to make that powder now more portable and palatable by converting into tablet. Food should be made of required degree of fineness of powder. Advanced technique of granulation, drying and compression is needed to obtain desired features. Similarly, sugar syrups and margarine to tablet can be converted if there is a not dosage issue. Bulk of powder can be reduced to various extract dosage forms. Modification can also done in terms of packaging and also process modification. Joshanda and Kheshanda are granules. It can be converted as a granules to get portability and palatability. Ease to use and longer shelf life. As you all evident that if we convert into granules, shelf life will increase, and sometimes with the incorporation of several excipients, we can make it easy to use and make it more palatable. It can be achieved by applying various drying method nowadays, in which by which heat level ingredient can be prevented. As you all know that because Khesanda preparation we cannot further expose on heat, because several experiments we have done in our lab also. For if you go for a granule conversion of Joshanda, if it has volatile content after GCMS or several chromatographic evaluation, what we have found that total component will be reduced. So you have to assess what are the components and what is the situation before and after modification. After that only you can decide this. Munzij and Musil ready sachet can be made. Similarly, Zarur and Gaza are a semi-solid dosage, can be converted into ready-to-use semi-solid dosage form for smooth application. Nowadays, there is good packaging technique and which keep intact the semi-solid form of the drug. Similarly, Kushta and insulated form can be transferred from to micronized capsule or mini tab form, which already many government and non-government pharmacies are practicing nowadays, and which is very successful. And previously there was a very much issue of Kushta dosage form that is much solved by that mini tab form available nowadays. But whoever companies are not following, they can follow this. Similarly, Rogan required advanced processing, preservation, and packaging technique to provide longer shelf life to avoid rancidity and leaking. So here modification also, we are also covering the processing technique in those drugs which can increase the quality of the drug. Now, if we look about the new prospect of dosage form in traditional medicine, these are the recent trends in which we can actually transferred these Unani classical drug to these forms, I had divided it into oral, topical, and two categories, and similarly cosmeceutical and novel oral or topical dosage form. And there is one more category you can classify as herbal functional food and herbal dietary supplements. So these are the picture of few forms which are for oral use. Apart from conventional dosage form, recent trend is to develop these form into extract tablet. As you all know that extract tablet is a big hit in our sister concern in Ayurveda and other system of medicine, Chinese medicine, which are in which they are very efficacious tablet, and it is utilized very much in the market and very successful. Similarly, if you go for liquid orals, we have suspension, emulsion, and sugar-free syrup. We have extract capsules. We can develop it into lozenges, granules. We can develop it into lyophilized product and nanoparticle, which I will be explaining in detail in further slide. Similarly, if you go for local form, what we can see new dosage form which are converted into gel or nano gel. You can convert it into aerosol, liniment, nanoparticulate, NDDS nanogel, which is for topical use. So nanogel or hydrogel is a new drug delivery system, can be used topically as well as internally. Similarly, lotions, emulsion category contain lotion, shampoo, cream. All are emulsion. Similarly, nowadays serum is very much a big hit. Nowadays is talk about very much. So similarly, serum has actually viscosity lesser than emulsion. And as we are using sometime, we are using the cream for a moisturizing purpose, but serum completely absorbed. It is thinner than cream or emulsion. I have several other pharmacological activities for which it should be utilized. And similarly, eye and airdrop are being used. So what we will discuss first about extract-based dosage form. Incorporation of food extract in the dosage form, removal of the active constituent from animal or herbal drug with a suitable solvent or mixture of solvent is called extract. These are concentrated preparation of active constituents. In traditional medicine, including ASU drug extract are meant for food extract. If we go for isolation, it will come into phytopharmaceutical. So food extraction is a must for ASU medicine. Many people might be knowing this, but whoever not knowing, I had mentioned for those people, which contain various metabolites. These extracts contain various metabolites such as alkaloids, flavonoids, glucosides, terpenoids, all in combination. What is the advantage? Have soluble plant metabolite, does not contain impure substance, unwanted, semi-solid and powder. As you know, our roughage and fiber is removed. Due to that, dose is reduced to a considerable extent. You can say it check the bulk issue, which is very much evident with Unani pharmaceutical ingredients. Extract can be incorporated in dosage form such as tablet, granules, capsules, suspension, and syrup. When we try to search about history of use of extract, it is way back. Historical extraction of natural products date back to Mesopotamia and Egyptian times, confirmed by archaeological excavation of extraction spot of about 3500 BC. It confirmed existence of sophisticated pharmaceutical chemical technology regarding extraction. Description of simple batch extraction was found 400 kilometers south of Baghdad. In a papyrus 1600 BC, beer and wine were used as alcoholic solvent, which give the distinct advantage of achieving a higher solubility for a solute when producing perfume. In medieval times, pure ethanol became available as solvent in about 900 AD. And similarly, several of our physicians like Jabir bin Hayyan, Al-Kindi, Ibn Sina, etc., they had experimented and developed and utilized and actually taught the world about use of extract, including alcohol. As you all know, that extraction was done by after Jalinu, Jabir bin Hayyan, and Ibn Sina, Al-Kindi has completed all the extraction process. several arqiyat and extracts have been actually documented by in their text. According to form of extract, method of extraction, different type of extract are used in Unani medicine. At present, in present dosage form, when we evaluate, I'm not talking about hardcore classical text of Unani medicine. Joshanda, Kisanda, Sat, Ru, Busara, Sirka, Tarab, Darbera, Nabi. These are the forms which is in practice nowadays. But there are several references of extraction which are not been practiced today. Risale Nabi by Said Lopez in 180 he was a quite senior of Galen. He has made Risale Nabi deal with this special cases. It is also mentioned that the ingredient of formulation should be dipped in sharab, nabi, sirka for extraction. That means this clearly explains concept of hydroalcoholic extraction as mentioned in Unani classical text. So the type of extract which we can use for these formulations there are two types. There are soft extract and one is hard extract. And type we say in the sense of we can say solvent, it is aqueous extract, it can be hydroalcoholic extract, or it can be other than alcoholic extract, say ether, hexene, benzene, or whatever other solvent you can use. Soft extract are basically used in ointment preparation, say semi-solid dosage form. Supposedly, example, glycerin extract is very commonly used in, in cosmetic industry. It is very used as in United States also it is mentioned jali, and nowadays for face cream also this extract is very famous nowadays. Similarly, dry extract. These dry extract they are powdered extract obtained from suitable process, filtered and get concentrated under vacuum. These extracts are dried completely by the help of spray dryer, FBT, or rota evaporator, etc. First, there are several drying techniques which is to be used for making dry extract. Always these extracts are mixed with some excipient. So when we mix some excipient which enable powdering of extract, say you can say drying of extract, which facilitate in drying as well as powdering. Then it is called non-native. Several excipients such as maltodextrin, silica powder, etc., are used for this. Levulose, etc., are used for this. If you see this is not my part, just to explain the importance of extract. I had mentioned this part as this regulatory part will be well explained by Dr. Mohammed Khalid Saab. Now, what I will I roughly go through one point that for licensing, you see as per Rule 169, there is category of extraction is given, that is aqueous, hydroalcoholic, and other hydroalcoholic. If you go for aqueous extract, and there is no need of any safety or proof of effectiveness of public literature when you are taking consideration the as per Schedule 1, that is Unani formulation, which is mentioned in Schedule 1 book. If you go for aqueous extract, which have new indication, so only proof of effectiveness is required. No published literature, no safety study is required. When we go similarly, same criteria is for hydroalcoholic extract. If you go, just published literature is required to prove that hydroalcoholic extract, rest all things are okay. Similarly, if you are using hydroalcoholic extract as a new indication, then safety study is required. So you see, there is so much consideration regarding hydroalcoholic extract in our act, and similarly, but if you go for other extracts, all acute chronic mutagenicity and paragenicity study is required, published literature is required, and proof of effectiveness, that is clinical data, is required. So these table, as per from the Drug and Cosmetic Act, explain just a initiation to and actually support to go for extract. If we what we can develop with these extracts, we can develop extract tablet, effective solid, which is effective solid oral unit dosage form successfully. As you saw, many of our Ayurvedic counterpart is developing extract tablet. Or 80% of our tablet available in the market are extract based, and which are very efficacious and fast effective. There are accurate dosage form, conveniently administered, stable temperature. Nowadays, as coating technology has increased, this success in coating technology making more good quality extract tablet nowadays. What are the challenges when we are developing extract tablets? Dry powder extract are sometimes very hygroscopic and they are very fine, light, and less compressible. And there are chances of natural variation, which should be taken care. It depends with the help of several added excipient or filler in that extract form. So appropriate technology should be used to overcome this issue. Process should be corrected and process modification required. Material excipient, as I had explained already. Similarly, if we go for tablet, there is second category is fast dissolving tablet. It is swallowed without need to be actually disintegrated. First disintegrated and is swallowed. Actually, it dissolve in mouth only. That's why it is called. It is also called MDT. That is mouth dissolving tablet. Third category is rapid disintegration traditional medicine tablet. As you all know, name suggests they are disintegrating fast because several disintegrant are used, like SSG and all. Several super disintegrant are used. Similarly, lozenges can be developed, and as you know, our Ayurvedic and other medicine, Chinese medicine, they are launching several chewable lozenges in the market. Similarly, as you know, coating technology is very much advanced nowadays. Several polymer, I will not name all the things, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl cellulose, several vinyl polymers, several black hole groups of components, several acrylic acid polymer are being used for as a say non-sugar coating technique, which will further reduce the weight of the tablet. Several single range tablet extract single drugs tablets are extract tablet are available in the market, which are coated with these cellulose coating, which are very lightweight also. And in these cellulose coating, plasticizer are also used, color is used, and solvent is used to dissolve the coating material. Similarly, second form is granule, which can be developed from extract to increase the uniformity of drug distribution and product, to densify the material, to enhance the flow rate and rate of uniformity, to facilitate metering or volumetric dispensing, to reduce dust and to improve appearance of the product. Similarly, I will cut short 2 points. As you all know that traditional Chinese medicine is very famous for their granules form, and they call this refined decoction pieces, or it is also called scientific Chinese medicine, because they are developing very good standardized granule sachet, which have low intake volume. Yeah, it is mess free production, consistency in quality, convenient storage, stable, use orally. So they have range of granules dosage form in traditional Chinese medicine. So we can learn from them. Similarly, granules can be different types. It can be effervescent granules to mask the bad taste. It appeals more to the person. It can be rapid release granules by mixing some super disintegrant in that, and so that gastric time is actually contact time will be reduced, so it can be used for more irritant drug also. Similarly, tea bags can be prepared by these granules. Herbal tea bags are nowadays very famous. Few work are also done on this in National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore. Work done under my supervision is we had developed Nakue Nadra rapid releasing granule, which is disintegrated in 35 to 50 seconds actually. It's very fast. We had developed very fast disintegrating granule from Nakue Nazla, and we had actually standardized it. This is we had estimated the glycyrrhizin content with HPLC to evaluate before and after modification content, and we have not found much variation in that. We have not done study for all the components, but this can be one example how we can do it. Similarly, we can develop extract capsule. As you all know, capsules are also two types, hard and soft shell capsule. Its advantage is accurate dosage is possible with this. The release and characteristic of drug can be controlled by this capsule. They can be made light resistant using opaque capsule. The smaller particle size of powder drug lead to more rapid absorption from the GIT tract compared to tablet, because capsule release faster than tablet. So it also reduces local irritation of GIT in case of any drug which can irritate the GIT tract. As I will just go through this, there are hard shell extract capsule, but the limitation is we can use many of the pharmaceutical companies in Unani particularly had developed hard shell extract capsule. But what they have done, they are not properly process the extract, and extract was still hygroscopic and causing failure of those dosage forms. So first we have to, for making hard shell extract capsule, we need to completely dry free flowing extract powder, and which is we have to develop it in non-native. Several excipients, for example, for this processing, magnesium stearate is used. Several desiccants, several other excipients are used, by which we can make it free flowing and make it have less hygroscopic. Similarly, soft gelatin capsule is used. As you all know, in Unani medicine there are several oil formulation used, and sometimes several oil are very unpalatable. So these oil formulation can be incorporated in soft gelatin capsule. One example is that I've seen that the balsa oil has been incorporated, available in the market, Hypericum perforatum. It is prepared by mixing with that balsa extract in soya oil. So similarly, by incorporating drug in oil also, we can develop this soft gelatin capsule. Now, something about sugar-free syrup. Nowadays, there is a boom of sugar-free syrup in the market. As you all know, several companies are making a range of sugar-free syrup, and which are very popular nowadays. As in COVID period, there are several immune modulating syrups are there available sugar-free, and people are taking it very much. But there was no Unani actually alternative. So our pharmacy was lacking in this regard. So we can go for syrup, as syrup are concentrated viscous aqueous solution, as you all know. It can be made with syrup or sugar or without flavor. It without sugar. It contains polyols, that is glycerin and sorbitol, to retard sucrose crystallization to increase the solubility of added ingredient. Now, I will not go through the name. There are 2-3 category of sugar-free syrup. One is low-calorie sugar syrup. What is this low-calorie? We are using, suppose, in case of what we are using mainly in syrup is sucrose. If you go for fructose, that the speciality of fructose is it's a maltitol. Also, there is one ingredient. This is low glycemic index causing ingredient. Nowadays, you know, ruafza is there. There is sugar-free ruafza is there. It contains maltitol. So similarly, fructose is used, which causes less fluctuation in blood sugar. So it is a better choice for diabetic patient, and it is more sweeter than sucrose. So quantity will be less in the actually formulation. Similarly, these are low calorie component utilized as per the need of the patient. What I tell, it is a need based. Second is non-nutritional sweetener. It is of 2 categories. It is artificial and natural. Artificial category contain aspartame, saccharin, glycemate, allitame, etc. These are more sweeter, so lesser quantity is required. Similarly, nowadays there is boom in natural sweetener. As you are all aware of stereoside, glycyrrhizine, neohasperidine, dihydrochalcone, chromatine, monilines, sucralose, sorbitol. These are all natural components derived from plants. Similarly, second is the extract, which is freeze-dried product based on lyophilized product. Many components in our formulation are, suppose if are heat labile. In that case, we can go for freeze-dried product, lyophilized. Many pharmaceuticals are stabilizing their protein content, as in case of sugar, say milk solid preparation, albumin preparation. Lyophilization is a vital thing, but it has been less utilized in, say, Unani and Ayush pharmaceutical industry. Freeze drying properly preserves the therapeutic quality of plant and is superior to other preservation methods. It is a good method to preserve volatile constituent, large molecular weight, condensed tannin, etc. Freeze-dried decoction powder. There are several preparation in the international market of freeze-dried. I've gone to one preparation, Abervilla Sonarita green freeze-dried decoction. And freeze-dried granules can be marketed. I've seen Panax Nota ginseng freeze-dried. It is a Chinese medicine. A variety of botanical like freeze-dried amla is prepared. Tamarind powder, ginger flakes is prepared. As you all know, there are several drugs which on exposure to heat got chemical transformation. Say in case of ginger, say suppose if you expose it to heat, that gingerol is converted into shagol. So if you want gingerol, more gingerol content, you can go for freeze dried. So similarly, there are several utilizations, and whenever all basically in freeze drying, all components are preserved. Now, next category is emulsion category. Emulsion are colloidal dispersion comprising into two immiscible liquid, one of which is dispersed as droplet within the other. What I will do, I will brief the further slide in short because of less time. I will brief my presentation. Just as you all aware, emulsion is very important. I will not go through all the slides now. Water washability of topical emulsion. This is very important feature. As you all know that now I will talk, all are aware about emulsion. But now further recent trend is macro emulsion. It is a macro emulsion are prepared by first dispersing oil in an aqueous surfactant. As named, it has contained 1 to 100 nanometer molecule. It is prepared by first dispersing oil in an aqueous surfactant solution and then adding a sufficient amount of core component to form a transparent system. This is potentially utility of microemulsion for cosmetic and pharmaceutical ingredients to make it more, say, utilizable in the skin, absorbable. Herbal there are a few examples of herbal. I will not go through the detail. Similarly, there is self-emulsifying drug delivery system. These complex systems are composed of isotopic oil surfactant mixture, where these are being utilized orally, and when we mix with the water content of stomach, it spontaneously emulsifies. And what it do? It increases the per oral bioavailability of poorly soluble drug. Especially, it increases the water solubility and absorption. It increases the bioavailability of the drug and also minimize the GIT irritation. Some example is this here. There, silimarine SMEDDS preparation is available in the international market. Similarly, injectable emulsions are there. Now, gel, as you all know, gel are made by several carbopol polymers. So we can nowadays, the gel has been actually combined with emulsion. It is called emul gel. So it is also a prominent drug delivery system for delivering of mainly hydrophobic drugs. I will just brief through this. Similarly, we can develop ointment, toothpaste, hair dye. We have tremendous actually hijab and preparation. There are a lot of formulation in Unani medicine. You can say several texts. Firdaus Iqbal, Zahira Fazam Shahi. Several texts have hundreds of hijab preparation. We can make it to a sachet dosage form. Similarly, face pack, hand wash. I will just go through the slides now. Shampoo and aerosol preparation is there. Similarly, there are nowadays antiseptic, germicidal, herbal actually aerosol preparation is there. Nowadays in Unani medicine also there are several granules are being used as a fumigation. They can be used as an aerosols also. Similarly, nasal and eye drop, eye gel we can use, suppository, liniment. Liniment is also very famous and dosage form nowadays. Similarly, herbal face powder, several gaza, garia, and upatta preparation can be modified as ready-made sachet herbal face powder. Novel drug in the novel drug delivery system, we see two examples just I will mention. One is nanogel, which is also called as hydrogel, and second is liposome. What is the benefits of this system? This system are fast drug delivery. They provide high bioavailability, target effect. They have protective effect. They are good. Nano vehicle can actually reach the drug to the target. Many anti-cancer, antibacterial, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory herbal component are being used as NDDS, new drug delivery system. One example I will say, these are actually how we can achieve this. We can achieve with several components. For example, PLA, it is biodegradable and biocompatible polymers are there, such as PLA, polylactic acid, PLGA, polylactic glycolic acid, ketosone, etc. So, just a bit. So, we can go for this. Now, I'm briefing my presentation. Just one point regarding this preparation. These hydrogel or nanogels are oral. There are two types: oral and actually topical and oral. Oral hydrogel system is one category. Transdermal is used as an implantable hydrogel. Third is topical or transdermal hydrogel. Fourth is hydrogel for GIT drug delivery and hydrogel based on ocular drug delivery system. So these are several polymers are there by which it is possible now. What these do, these make the drug actually increase the bioavailability of drug and target reach, biophase target. One particularly say tumor site on another. Curcumin encapsulating nanogel is prepared in the market. It is available, which is used as an anti-cancer formula. Now I will conclude my presentation. As you all aware, the Unani dosage form and the necessity for modification is immense, as evident. I had taken few examples. There are many much examples which we can go through. Similarly, very Bakur, Pashoya, cold cream and eyelashes preparation have tremendous option of these modification. Mouthwash, several preparation, the mazood for usual mutayyibidan or like this preparation are also can be used. Majun lavu, which is well, Jawarish Kamira also can be modified into non-sugar variant. But we get to see that sugar is very good antioxidant principle and safest antioxidant principle, which is preserving the powder form. So risk-benefit assessment we have to do whether there is really a calorie restriction need. Then only we have to go for that particular modified dosage form of these our classical proven dosage form. Mazook can be modified premium packaging and processing of Unani single is also virgin area which has been taken care. So we can conclude that change is the universal rule of the nature and so does applicable for Unani pharmaceutical. Herbal and traditional pharmaceutical products are having great distinction and sophistication, modifying our daily healthful life. Because of enormous increase of herbal products in our daily life, the recent trend toward herbal / traditional products is to be adopted. Various Unani products have vast need to overcome the lacuna present in them. In present situation, many traditional and herbal pharmacies are developing new facts and trends to manufacture the required dosage form to get ease of administration, portability, and patient compliance. By changing the dosage form in Unani medicine as per the insistent requirement of present era, we can serve the ailing humanity in better way with new modified Unani products. I urge that there is an urgent need to adopt these trends in Unani medicine and its pharmacy for achieving sustained national and global acceptance. Thank you. Thank you. If I welcome any question in this regard.
Questions we will take later on. Let Khalid conclude this.
Over to Sharik sir.
Thanks, Dr. Hamiduddin, for a wonderful and fruitful lecture on this important topic of modification in Unani dosage forms. As we all know that he is expert and his area of interest is working on modifications of dosage forms. He has completed almost 28 MD theses in Ilmul Adwiya and Ilmul Saydla, and his teaching experience and research experience is almost 20 years of teaching and research experience, and published more than 70 papers. So we were hearing Dr. Hamiduddin from NIM Bangalore. His wonderful deliberations, his lecture is very good. So now over to you, Dr. Hamid again.
Now I welcome Dr. Mohammad Khalid sir. He's first I will stop my sharing.
Already stopped, sir.
Okay.
Already started.
Okay. He is Assistant Drug Controller and Licensing Authority, Government of Delhi, Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi, Directorate of Ayush, Vidya College Campus, Karol Bagh, New Delhi. Actually, Dr. Khalid has done his UMS from Aligarh Muslim University and MD from Government Nizamiya Tibbi College, Hyderabad, NTR University of Health Sciences, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. Khalid is very dynamic personality in the field of say pharmaceutical, Unani pharmaceuticals. As he's serving since many years, what I see is helping lot of pharmaceutical companies and the academia and several persons related to these. We have all seen his effort in this regard, and he had held several posts in the government of NCT Delhi, that is Drug Inspector, Assistant Drug Controller Unani, Licensing Authority, Lecturer, Department of Ilmul Adwiya wa Sedla. Actually, he has actually his administrative profile is very big. If I go through this profile, it will end all the timing of this program. So, in short, I can say that, and he had also supervised many dissertation work, and also he has been awarded. He had received at least 6 awards actually. 10th Hakim Ahmad Ashraf Memorial Award, Excellence Performance Award, Gem of the Civil Society Award, Research Board of Advisory Award, Certificate of Excellence Award, Certificate of Appreciation. So I know him very well. His actually involvement and his dedication to Unani pharmacy in this field is immense. So I now directly welcome Dr. Khalid and request him to present his deliberation on this important topic. Over to you, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you, Dr. Hamiduddin Saab, convener of this webinar, and I am Bangalore. First of all, I would like to thank National Institute of Unani, Director Professor Abdul Wadud sir, Professor Gulamuddin Sufi Saab, Shadiq Saab, other faculty members for inviting me to share some experiences. I was listening a very informative presentation full of content, and it's a beauty of Hamid Saab's lecture that he finishes his presentation on time. Whatever he has committed, he will take time and he will finish on time. It's very informative for me also. So many things I have learned in the presentation. Actually, some urgent meeting is called by the secretary, although like that you are telling my profile is not only in Irani, but
Sir, sorry to
I
interrupt. You are
also
requested to speak a little
involved in
louder. The
IT.
participants are asking you to speak a little louder.
I have to leave this session early.
Excuse me, Dr. Khalid.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. The participants are asking you to speak a little louder.
Okay. Now it's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. My presentation is shared.
We are not able to view see a screen.
Hamid साहब screen shared है?
नहीं दिख रहा है सर स्क्रीन आपका.
Okay. Shared. It's visible now?
No, sir.
I have shared from here.
No, Dr. Khalid, not visible.
Okay, let's stop and I will just share again. You're showing that your screen sharing is paused.
Subra?
It's showing on the screen that your screen sharing is paused.
Sir, actually, your screen sharing has started, but it is not visible, sir.
Visible?
Ah,
now?
yes.
Now it is visible.
ओके, तो जैसा कि टॉपिक आप लोगों
Yes,
ने
sir.
देखा कि
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Why is that?
हम लोग मॉडिफिकेशन एंड डिसेंट एडवांसमेंट की बात कर रहे थे। तो हमें मॉडिफिकेशन करना किस में है, ये पहले हमारा कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होना चाहिए। क्योंकि मुझे बताया गया कि यहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं, यूजी के स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं, रिसर्चर्स हैं। तो सबसे पहले हमें ये समझना है कि हम आज जो बात करेंगे वो किस चीज़ के चेंज की बात करेंगे, किस डोजेस फॉर्म की चेंज की बात करेंगे और उसका स्कोप क्या है। चूँकि मुझे रेगुलेटरी एस्पेक्ट दिया गया है, तो मैं ड्रग्स एंड कॉस्मेटिक्स एक्ट एंड ड्रग्स एंड कॉस्मेटिक्स रूल्स 1945 के परव्यू में कुछ चीज़ें शेयर करूंगा जो इससे रिलेटेड है। एज ए हकीम, जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि हमको एक राइट दिया जाता है कि जब हमारा रजिस्ट्रेशन हो जाता है स्टेट बोर्ड में या सेंट्रल बोर्ड में, तो एक्ट हमको एक प्रोविजन देता है। पहले एक्ट एक प्रोहिबिटरी बात कहता है कि नो पर्सन ईदर बाय हिमसेल्फ और बाय एनी अदर पर्सन ऑन हिज बिहाफ शैल मैन्युफैक्चर फॉर सेल ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ यूनानी ड्रग्स। तो सबसे पहले एक्ट प्रोहिबिटरी प्रोविजन करता है 33 EEC में कि कोई भी आदमी दवा नहीं बना सकता, चाहे वो बेचने के लिए हो या वो बांटने के लिए हो, जब तक के वो लाइसेंस न ले ले इस एक्ट या इस रूल्स के अंडर में। और फिर लास्ट में एक्ट ये प्रोविजन देता है कि ये रूल जो नहीं बनाने वाला प्रोहिबिटरी प्रोविजन है, ये उन लोगों पे लागू नहीं होता जो कि वैद्य या हकीम हैं और रजिस्टर्ड हैं और वो किसी अपने पेशेंट्स के लिए अगर वो कोई दवा बनाते हैं। इसका मतलब ये है कि जो यूनानी का डोजेज फॉर्म है, जो रेगुलेट होता है, जिन डोजेज फॉर्म को हम रेगुलेट करते हैं या हम जिन कैटेगरीज की बात करते हैं, वो क्लासिकल हो, पेटेंट हो, आगे आएगी बात, तो ये प्रोविजन उन पे लागू ही नहीं होता है। मैं ये यहाँ ये बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर रेगुलेटरी की हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो कोई हकीम अगर किसी डोजेस फॉर्म में या किसी क्लासिकल फॉर्मुलेशन में या कोई ट्रेडिशनल चीज़ है उसमें अगर किसी तरह का वो कोई चेंजिंग करता है, जो ट्रेडिशनल या क्लासिकल मेथड या फॉर्मुलेशन में या प्रोसेस में, तो वो इस रेगुलेशन में नहीं आता जो हमारा आज का फील्ड है कि उसकी क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है। एक तो चीज़ यहाँ पे क्लियर हो जानी चाहिए। उसके बाद आती है बात कि हम किस चेंज की बात कर रहे हैं। बहुत सारे लोग कंफ्यूज होते हैं डोजेस फॉर्म से और कैटेगरीज से। अक्सर ये हम लोगों को फेस करना होता है कि जीएमपी में जो कैटेगरीज हैं और ड्रग्स रूल में जो डोजेस फॉर्म है वो बहुत अलग अलग हैं।
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Your slide is not moving.
ओहो, स्टिल नॉट मूविंग।
Yes, sir.
शुड आई स्टॉप और शेयर अगेन?
Able to move and it's not visible, sir. Are you able to move your screen?
या
Just start slideshow, sir.
आई विल शेयर अगेन।
Okay.
आई एम शेयरिंग फ्रॉम, इट्स मूविंग नाउ,
No, sir.
इट्स मूविंग नाउ।
No, sir.
Who is admin of this webinar? I will WhatsApp or email my presentation and you can share from your side.
Okay, sir. You can send it to Dr. Hamiduddin.
Okay. I mean, sir,
Now
our
it is moving,
WhatsApp
sir.
moving?
Your
now
slide
it-
seems to move. You can change again.
It's gone from 1 to 2. Let's try it again. Now it's okay.
Now it's moving?
Now again on 1. Now it's moving.
Now it's moving?
Yes. Continue.
Okay.
Okay.
तो हम बात कर रहे थे जीएमपी के कैटेगरीज की। तो जीएमपी के 2 पार्ट्स हैं और पार्ट 2 में 3 चीजें हैं, जिसमें लिस्ट ऑफ मशीनरीज, इक्विपमेंट्स एंड स्पेस की बात है। वहां पे कैटेगरीज मेंशन है और वो कैटेगरीज ये हैं जिनका जो ताल्लुक है वो सिर्फ उनके मशीनरीज से, उनके स्पेस से रिगार्डिंग है, उसका ताल्लुक हमारे डोजेस फॉर्म से नहीं है। तो बहुत सारे लोग जब डोजेस फॉर्म की बात करते हैं या हमारे यहाँ अप्लाई करते हैं, चूंकि रेगुलेटरी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात कर रहा हूँ, तो वो लोग इसको रेफर करते हैं जो जहाँ पे कभी कंफ्यूज नहीं होना चाहिए कि यहाँ जो बात है वो सिर्फ कैटेगरीज की है और हम जब डोजेस फॉर्म की बात करेंगे तो उसका ताल्लुक ये है रूल 161B से। तो रूल 161B में जो डोजेस फॉर्म है, ये डोजेस फॉर्म है जो एक्ट जिसकी बात करता है, क्योंकि इसका जो ताल्लुक है वो शेल्फ लाइफ से है। तो कभी भी अगर डोजेस फॉर्म की चेंज की बात करेंगे तो रूल 161 के डोजेस की बात करेंगे, जब कैटेगरीज की बात करेंगे तो शेड्यूल टी से बात करेंगे। लेकिन जब भी जीएमपी ग्रांट होता है तो जीएमपी में जो सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है कंप्लायंस का, वो इस कैटेगरी के हिसाब से मिलता है। ये ख्याल रखिए कि इस कैटेगरी के अंदर जो जो डोजेज फॉर्म आएंगे वो उसको अलाउ होगा बनाने का, भले ही उस डोजेज फॉर्म में कोई आइटम उसका अप्रूव हुआ है या नहीं हुआ है। तो अभी हम इस डोजेज की बात कर रहे हैं। अब आज के इस मेन टॉपिक का जो जिस रूल से रिलेशन है वो है रूल 158B। इनफैक्ट 2010 से पहले ऐसा कोई प्रोविजन ड्रग्स एंड कॉस्मेटिक्स रूल्स में नहीं था कि किसी भी डोजेज फॉर्म को आप चेंज कर सकते हैं। तो क्या कर सकते हैं और ऐसा क्यों नहीं था, उसकी वजह ये थी कि जो आयुर्वेदिक सिद्ध यूनानी मेडिसिन का जो डेफिनेशन है, जैसा कि मैं प्रेजेंटेशन में अक्सर लोग इस पे बहुत जोर देते हैं कि हमारा जो डेफिनेशन है ड्रग्स एंड कॉस्मेटिक्स एक्ट में आयुर्वेदिक सिद्ध यूनानी मेडिसिन का, ये डेफिनेशन ही बेस्ड है रेफरेंस बुक के साथ, के रेफरेंस बुक के अंदर जो आयुर्वेदिक सिद्ध यूनानी मेडिसिन मेंशन्ड हैं वही आयुर्वेदिक सिद्ध यूनानी मेडिसिन हैं एज पर रूल, एज पर एक्ट। और इसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स को मिला के अगर आप कोई अपना फॉर्मुलेशन नाम रखते हैं तो पेटेंट प्रोप्राइटरी कहते हैं, वो बहुत मशहूर है। ये जो हम रेफरेंस के आगे जो भी बात करेंगे वो 3A एंड 3H की बात करेंगे। एक्चुअली ये जो चेंज डोजेज फॉर्म है और इसकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, इसके किसी भी सब रूल को या रूल को या प्रोविजन को जब तक नहीं समझा जा सकता, जब तक 3A एंड 3H का डिफरेंस नहीं समझा जा सकता, ये नए लोगों के लिए एक आम बात है कि आप 3A को समझ लें कि ये क्लासिकल बुक है, क्लासिकल मेडिसिन है जो क्लासिकल बुक के रेफरेंस से बनाई जाती है, ऑथोरिटेटिव बुक के रेफरेंस से, जिनका नाम किताबों में दिया हुआ है। इसमें जो एक वर्ड यूज होता है जो जिसकी वजह से हम डोजेज फॉर्म में चेंज नहीं कर सकते थे, वो है वो वर्ड्स के मैन्युफैक्चर्ड एक्सक्लूसिवली इन अकॉर्डेंस विद द फॉर्मूले डिस्क्राइब इन द अथॉरिटेटिव बुक्स। तो ये जो मैन्युफैक्चर्ड एक्सक्लूसिवली है, ये मजबूर करता है कि आपको किसी भी तरह का कोई भी चेंजिंग एक्ट अलाउ नहीं करता है। लेकिन 2010 में 10 अगस्त 2010 का ये गजेट नोटिफिकेशन है GSR 663, जो एक गाइडलाइन के तौर पे इशू हुआ कि आप ड्रग्स एंड कॉस्मेटिक्स रूल्स के अंदर जो अलाउड 2 तरह की मेडिसिन है, 2 टाइप्स की, 3A एंड 3H, उसमें क्या कर सकते हैं और कैसे कर सकते हैं और उसके लिए क्या करना होगा आपको। ये हमारा सेंट्रल थीम है आज के इस वेबिनार का, लीगल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से। तो ये जो 3A के डिफिनेशन की हम बात कर रहे थे क्लासिकल की, इसी रेफरेंस में हम 3H की बात करते हैं। अगर आप एक्ट में देखेंगे तो एक्ट में सिर्फ ये फर्स्ट जो क्लॉज है, क्लॉज 1, सिर्फ ये मेंशन है एक्ट में, बट रूल्स में ये क्लॉज 4 हो जाते हैं, 3 और ऐड हो जाता है, जिसको हम कहते हैं ये सब कैटेगरीज हैं पेटेंट एंड प्रोप्राइटरी आयुर्वेदा सिद्ध यूनानी मेडिसिन की, जिसमें मेनली पेटेंट एंड प्रोप्राइटरी के जो 3 अलग सब कैटेगरीज हैं, उसमें एक मुकव्वी अद्वियात हैं जो पॉजिटिव हेल्थ प्रोमोटर कहते हैं हम जिसको, एक हुस्न अफजा अद्वियात हैं जो कि ब्यूटिफिशियंट्स हैं, और तीसरी कैटेगरी है मेडिसिनल प्लांट एक्सट्रैक्ट की। अब ये जो 3 सब कैटेगरीज हैं पेटेंट एंड प्रोप्राइटरी में, इन 3 कैटेगरीज के प्रोविजंस की हम बात करेंगे और ये 3H के अंडर में आएगा। और 3A में क्या क्या हम चेंज कर सकते हैं वो हम इसके बाद बात करेंगे, जो कि ये है। इसमें आप अगर देखें कि 3A के अंदर जो क्लासिकल मेडिसिन हम कह रहे हैं, उसमें आप देखें टेबल में 1, 2, 3 में 1 तो जो डेफिनेशन है एज इट इज उसकी बात करता है कि जो क्लासिकल मेडिसिन क्लासिकल बुक में, अथॉरिटेटिव बुक्स में मेंशन्ड है, एज इट इज अगर आप बनाते हैं तो आपको इंग्रेडिएंट्स के लिए रेफरेंस चाहिए जो कि टेक्स्ट में लिखा है, इंडिकेशन वो मिलेगा आपको जो कि उस टेक्स्ट में या उस अथॉरिटेटिव बुक में लिखा है, कोई आपको सेफ्टी स्टडी के लिए डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं चाहिए, जो पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर है वो ऑलरेडी, वो जो बुक है वो खुद एक पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर है, और प्रूफ ऑफ इफेक्टिवनेस चाहिए नहीं क्योंकि वो क्लासिकल बुक में ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड है। अब जो सेकंड एंड थर्ड है, जिसमें से जो सेकंड जो पार्ट है वो इंडिकेशन से रिलेटेड है और वो डोजेज फॉर्म से, और जो थर्ड पार्ट है वो इंडिकेशन से रिलेटेड है। तो हम पहले थर्ड की बात करते हैं, फिर 2 पे आएंगे, क्योंकि ये 2 हमारा मेन है। थर्ड ये है कि अगर कोई क्लासिकल मेडिसिन किसी भी किताब में जो मेंशन्ड है जिन इंडिकेशंस के लिए, अगर आप उसके अलावा किसी इंडिकेशन के लिए क्लेम करते हैं, ये नए लोगों के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात यह है कि जो भी हम क्लासिकल मेडिसिन देखते हैं मार्केट में, या आपने से अगर कोई मैन्युफैक्चरर हो, जब वो प्लान करता है किसी क्लासिकल मेडिसिन को अप्रूवल लेने का या बनाने का, तो वो उसमें से जो कुछ भी वो जानता है उसके बारे में, कहीं पढ़ा हो, अपने हिसाब से लग रहा हो कि ये इसमें देते हैं, या किसी और किताब में उस तरह की दवाओं का जिक्र हो, तो वो उन इंडिकेशंस को भी लेबल पे मेंशन कर देता है, जो कि एज पर रूल अलाउ नहीं है। एज पर रूल आप क्लासिकल मेडिसिन में सिर्फ उन्हीं इंडिकेशंस का क्लेम कर सकते हैं जिन इंडिकेशंस का उस बुक में मेंशन है जिस बुक के रेफरेंस से आप वो मेडिसिन बना रहे हैं। यहाँ तक के अगर आप खमीर मरवारिद NFVM से अगर आपने अप्रूवल लिया है तो आप उसमें वही जो आपके जहन में है या जो आपके तजर्बे में है या जो आपके कहीं लिटरेचर प्रूफ में है कि आप उसको किसी और मेडिसिन के लिए किसी और इंडिकेशन के लिए बनाना चाहते हैं तो उसके लिए फिर ये सब रिक्वायरमेंट है। हमारा जो टॉपिक है आज का वो ये सेकंड पार्ट है कि इस 3A की जो डोजेस फॉर्म्स हैं क्लासिकल की, इन डोजेस फॉर्म को हम चेंज करना चाहते हैं। जो एक्ट हमें रूल हमें प्रोवाइड करता है, हमें प्रोविजन देता है कि एनी चेंज इन डोजेस फॉर्म ऑफ आयुर्वेदा सिद्धा यूनानी ड्रग्स एज डिस्क्राइब्ड इन सेक्शन 3A। ये सेक्शन 3A यहाँ पे देख लीजिए वो कौन सी बुक्स हैं जो सेक्शन 3A की हैं। ये हैं वो बुक्स जिन बुक्स का जिक्र है। इसमें बहुत सारी ऐसे किताबें होंगी जो हमारे हमारे पढ़ने में, हमारे लाइब्रेरी में, हमारे जखीरे में होंगी जो हम रेफर करते होंगे, लेकिन उनका नाम अगर इसमें नहीं है तो वो हमारे लिए अथॉरिटेटिव बुक नहीं है। हम उससे वो दवा ना बना सकते हैं ना हम अप्रूवल के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। तो ये जो 3A की बुक्स हैं जिसका अभी हम जिक्र कर रहे थे, इन 3A के बुक्स के अंदर जो दवाएं जिस डोजेस फॉर्म में हैं उसको अगर हम चेंज करना चाहते हैं, जो पूरा प्रेजेंटेशन था हामिद भाई का, उन मेडिसिन को अप्लाई करने के लिए इंग्रेडिएंट्स का रेफरेंस तो आपको टेक्स्ट से ही देना होगा, क्योंकि आप इंग्रेडिएंट में कोई चेंजिंग नहीं कर सकते। सेफ्टी स्टडी रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है, इसलिए कि आप उस मेडिसिन के इंग्रेडिएंट्स को चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं। लेकिन जो डोजेस फॉर्म आप अप्लाई कर रहे हैं उन डोजेस फॉर्म के लिए आपको रेफरेंस देना होगा, पब्लिश्ड रेफरेंस। यहाँ पे हमने कहा कि पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर जो रिक्वायर्ड है वो वही बुक उसके लिए पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर है, लेकिन यहाँ पे वो बुक पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर नहीं माना जाएगा, इसलिए कि उसमें उसका जिक्र नहीं है चेंज डोजेस फॉर्म का। तो आपको ये चेंज डोजेस फॉर्म का एक रेफरेंस देना होगा, एक प्रूफ ऑफ इफेक्टिवनेस या एविडेंस या एक्सपीरियंस बेस। अब यहाँ सवाल पीजी स्कॉलर्स या मैन्युफैक्चरर कर सकते हैं कि सर पब्लिश लिटरेचर से क्या मतलब है। तो अब इसमें आप कोई भी सवाल करेंगे तो मैं उसका एक ही जवाब दूंगा कि रूल में इतना ही लिखा है। अब आप नाम लेंगे कि सर ये वाला चलेगा, सर वो वाला चलेगा, सर MD थेसिस, सर रिसर्च पेपर, तो ये मैं जवाब आप 10 चीज का नाम लेंगे, मैं लास्ट में यही कहूंगा कि रूल में इतना ही लिखा है। आपके इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए कि हर स्टेट के अंदर अप्रूवल के लिए ड्रग्स डिपार्टमेंट पेटेंट एंड प्रोप्राइटरी के लिए या कोई भी आइटम अप्लाई करते हैं तो वो उस एक्सपर्ट के पास ओपिनियन के लिए उसको फाइल भेजते हैं, उनसे ओपिनियन लेते हैं। तो ये उन लोगों का काम होता है कि वो उसको कंसीडर करें ना करें, क्या ओपिनियन दे। एक्ट में सिर्फ इतना लिखा है कि पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर आपको देना पड़ेगा। अब उसके बाद प्रूफ ऑफ इफेक्टिवनेस की बात है, उसके लिए रिक्वायर्ड इसलिए नहीं है कि इफेक्टिव तो वो है ही, इंडिकेशन तो आप चेंज कर नहीं रहे हैं उस इंडिकेशन में, तो आपको उसी से काम चल जाएगा। और जो पब्लिश्ड लिटरेचर है वो आपको चेंज डोजेस फॉर्म का चाहिए। अब इसके बाद पेटेंट एंड प्रोप्राइटरी में जो आइटम्स हैं उनके अप्रूवल के लिए क्या क्या डॉक्यूमेंट चाहिए होती हैं, वो सारे रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं। और अगर उसमें कोई शेड्यूल E1 की इंग्रेडिएंट है तो उसके लिए क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट चाहिए वो हैं। एक्चुअली आई हैव टू लीव, बहरहाल तो ये जो 3 कैटेगरीज थी उसके नीचे की हम उसको डिटेल में यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, जिसके लिए क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट चाहिए। अगर वो शेड्यूल E1 है तो उसके लिए उसको सेफ्टी स्टडी के लिए रिपोर्ट चाहिए होता है। और चूंकि ये चेंज डोजेस फॉर्म से रिलेटेड नहीं है, लेकिन काफ़ी डिटेल में हामिद भाई ने इस पे बात की है एक्सट्रैक्ट के रिगार्डिंग। इसमें भी आप एक्वस या हाइड्रो अल्कोहलिक या अदर देन हाइड्रो अल्कोहलिक एक्सट्रैक्ट अगर आप अप्लाई करते हैं तो उसके लिए ये रिक्वायरमेंट है जो आपको देना होता है। ये डेफिनेशन है फर्स्ट शेड्यूल के बुक्स पे हम जिक्र कर चुके हैं। और मेरे पास 2-3 मिनट है, अगर कोई इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन हो तो बात कर सकते हैं। जी हामिद साहब।
Any question from the audience? Subra?
मैं डायरेक्टर सर अगर हैं या सूफी साहब हैं तो मैं इजाजत लेना चाहूँगा, या आप एज ए कन्वेनर या ऑर्गेनाइजिंग सेक्रेटरी हमें इजाजत
Sir is
दें।
there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Khalid, for this very informative lecture. We hope that you will be interacting with us again and again, because we need these types of inputs. These are very important inputs, and everybody has to know the legal aspect of what we are doing. If we don't know this legal aspect, then maybe our work may get in the other direction. That is very important, and we thank you very much for giving us these inputs in this such a brief time. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Dr. Khalid. Now, Dr. Sufi sir can brief the presentation, then will be vote of thanks by Dr. Sharif after that.
Will moderate, not brief.
Yes, you can put some valedictory remarks.
Thank you, Hamid, respected director, and dear participants. Today's this presentation, this webinar, it was about this dosage modifications, what is the need of it, and what were the legal aspects of it.
And we can take any question if any audience wants to.
Because of this paucity of time, this legal aspect, though it was elaborated by Dr. Khalid in a very precise way and in a very convenient way, we thank him. And this dosage form modification by Dr. Hamid, it was very much elaborate, and I thank him for giving us the inputs regarding various dosage form modifications. Basically, the formulation in various dosage form, there are at least 65 dosage forms which have been mentioned in Unani books, especially in this book of this Sharif Khan, Kitab Khawasul Adwiya. But basically, what we need that whether there should be this designing or not. Some people have called it that we should be very much adherent to our classical dosage forms. And but seeing the scenario, seeing the technology, and then seeing the 21st century, these technical inputs, technical way of modifying our dosage forms has become imperative. But the valid point that we should retain our classical classical dosage form.
क्या है इससे डायपर रैश क्रीम, ये सब की कितनी जरूरत रहती है ना बच्चों को।
As per our eminent scholars, they have told that let there be other categories of Unani medicine. Our first category of Unani medicine are the classical medicines, classical formulation. Then whatever the changes we are doing, or whatever the additives we are putting in, whatever the way we are formulating them, redesigning them, let there be the other class of Unani medicine, but we should not forget our classical medicine. That is very important. But importance is there. There is a need that we need to modify these. For this we had an elaborate presentation by Dr. Hamid, who told us how to make this changes in our this tablet form, emulsions, suspensions, and other topical cosmeceuticals and nutraceuticals. In all these formulations, he told us about how we can redesign them. Not only redesign, we have a clause in our legal aspects that we can redesign them. But in the classical way of changing the dosage form, we need to have the bioequivalence study. By bioequivalence studies, we have to go for the toxicology, we have to see the equivalence in pharmacological effect, and then we have to adjust the dosage. That is the three things we have to go for put in the research, and then we have to take this input. But fortunately for us, our this work has been made very simpler because of the existing laws in our country. They have given us a chance that we can redesign them with minimum efforts. And I hope that the Department of Ilmul Sadla will take this chance, and there will be several dosage forms that will come up from this department. Thank you very much.
Hello. All over to sir. I request all the participants to please fill the feedback form available in the chat box. Now over to Dr. Sharik for vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all join here in the webinar. Now it is a time for a vote of thanks, and Professor Gulamuddin Sufi sir, our head of the department, provides me this opportunity for giving this vote of thanks. So on behalf of the Department of Ilmul Sadla, I would like to extend my sincere thanks first of all to the Director, National Institute of Unani Medicine, Professor Abdul Wadood, for providing the best facilities for this webinar. I would also like to thank our HOD, Ilmul Sadla, for giving the proper guidance and arranging all the necessary facilities. I am also thankful to both the speakers, internal as well as external speaker. Dr. Hamiduddin's lecture on the modification in Unani dosage forms is the need of the hour, and the Unani pharmacy will grow up if we will adopt the modifications as suggested by Dr. Hamiduddin. I am also thankful to Dr. Mohammad Khalid, Assistant Drug Controller cum Licensing Authority, Unani, Director of Ayush, Government of NCT of Delhi. He properly pointed out all the provisions related to approval of changed dosage form of Unani medicine in drug rules. Surely, his lecture will be beneficial in the practical life for the practical and legal aspects of Unani drugs while taking approval of Unani medicine. Thanksgiving lecture is not complete without the name of our IT cell lady, Mrs. Kubra Eman, who has been regularly involved for the last several months and giving proper guidance and arrangement of all the related things needed for the webinar, especially Zoom. A vote of thanks is incomplete without the names of my both colleagues as Dr. Hamiduddin and Dr. Khaliqur Rahman, assistant professors of the department. So I am very much thankful to Dr. Hamid and Dr. Khalid. In the last, I am extending my thanks to all the faculty members and students of all the departments of National Institute of Unani Medicines and all the participants of this webinar. Thank you very much. Okay, sir. Now it is a closing time.
Please fill the feedback form. I request all the participants again. Hope we will meet for any further more delegation from our side in coming future. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you.